Gaffer, first thing I want to mention, Ryan Bowman, how's he getting on?
Okay, thankfully, yeah. He had some tests done earlier in the week. We don't want to say it was a freak because he has had an episode of that before. But now he's got medication. He had his heart shot back into beat by the people at Ipswich, which was really good. They were, I need to, before we go on to anything else and finish about Ryan, I need to give a big shout to all those people at Ipswich. They were absolutely first class. During the incident, I spoke to Paul Cook, asked who their doc was. Their doc come straight to the bench, went on, understood where Ryan was at, how many beats per minute was going through him, which was too many, and then looking after him, getting him to the hospital, and even after the game, we were sat around for a good few hours after the game, waiting to see if we could take him on with us. We couldn't do that, so then Greg and Rory ended up bringing him back, which was probably another hour after we'd left. But they were talking about being able to take him back on Sunday if we needed to go, and they were just absolutely first class at Ipswich. So a big thank you to them really for how they were last week. They were incredibly good, and we'll be forever thankful for that to them.
Not just for Ryan, but it sounds like a scary ordeal for everyone involved.
Well, it is, because what you don't want is you don't want to get it to a stage where you can't do anything to help him. So, we talk about all the other things, but the one thing we need to keep banging is our heart. And thankfully his was strong enough to overcome the episode. He done some training this morning, which is the first time. He's got some medication now that if anything like that happens again, he has to take the medication straight away. He's been to see a specialist early in the week up in Manchester. There's no longer lasting damage to his heart or anything like that, which is always a bonus. So we just need to wait and see how he is a little bit, really. He's got to get a little bit of training under his belt now. We'll just wait and see how he is. But he seems, probably relieved, like we all would. So yeah, a bit of a disruption last week, but thankfully there's good news at the end of that.
That's all good to hear as well. MK Dons, they've started the season well in the top six. What kind of brand of football do they play?
Well, a good brand. They've probably been doing it for quite a few years now. So yeah, I think that whatever they've done, whether they've changed manager or not, there might be some occasions where they haven't played the football, and probably what's happened then is they've ended up changing the manager. So yeah, I think pretty much they've gone back to playing what they've been playing for a good few years now.
It's another team in that top end of the table. Does
Yeah.
that mentality change in terms of our preparation, or is it the same message that gets across to our lads?
Well, no, we'll always do in possession and out of possession, so nothing changes as regards the prep, whether they're a football team or whether they're a direct team. You still have to do your prep with the ball and without the ball. So we've covered a fair chunk of that this morning, and we'll finish off tomorrow.
Their manager's got a reputation as being a very good coach. He's not got huge managerial experience. Does that change anything? Do you read anything into that?
Not really. I think he's come into a team that broke the back of where they were last year, so they were going through a bit of a change. So no, I don't think so. I think there's still some things that they do that they done last year as well. So I think that will be carried on by some of the players. They haven't had too much of a change in players. They've invested quite heavily in a few of their players, but they seem to be pretty good at the moment.
I'm sure you've enjoyed some good time on the training pitch this week. How have the lads trained?
Same as they always train. I said to him at the end of today, you know, what we need to do is convert what we do on the training ground to a Saturday on a consistent basis. So nothing changes there. You know, after last week's game, there was quite a few of them. You know, when you ask what more can we do, or what more can we give you, and quite a few of them, you know, had something to say about nothing really. What we need now is we need to do it ourselves a little bit. So I think that's, you know, comments from a good, honest group really, because that's what they are.
Just two final ones from me. How are Aaron Pierre, Josh Feller and Josh Daniels getting on? How are they progressing?
Okay, so Aaron Pierre will know a little bit more probably by tomorrow. Josh Feller won't be available for this week. And JD will know a little bit more about him tomorrow. So there's a couple of last minute ones, but we won't have Vels back for Saturday.
Rest of the lads, how are the rest of the lads?
Yeah, the rest are fine. Yeah,
Cheers.
they're all in good form.
Thank you.